Hi, everybody. Welcome to Parinama Yoga Online. We're going to be discussing self-oil massage in the Ayurvedic tradition, which is called Abhyanga today. Abhyanga means to massage the limbs. Anga is limb in Sanskrit. So in general, there are two kinds of oils that are predominantly used to do self-massage. Or if you come to an Ayurvedic practitioner, you might get a full body massage from the practitioner as part of your treatment in one-on-one sessions. Most likely because you don't live near me, most of my clients don't live near me, you'll be doing this for yourself. Or perhaps if you have a partner that you trust, you can have that person apply Abhyanga to your body and you can then reciprocate. So Abhyanga is a wonderful self-love procedure. Oil itself is called sneha. So oil is sneha, and sneha also means love. So you're giving your body love when you do Abhyanga for yourself. There are two kinds of oils that are recommended mostly. There are other therapeutic oils that might be prescribed to you for Abhyanga for different situations that may come up in your personal chart. But in general, for all doshas, sesame oil can be used because sesame oil is tridoshic, meaning that it is equally effective for vata, kapha, and pitta. If you are a pitta person and perhaps you're running high on heat or it's summertime, you may choose to use coconut oil instead. Although coconut oil may be a little bit harder to portion out and it tends to congeal quicker. It tends to cool down quicker than sesame oil, which retains heat longer. So sometimes coconut oil might be a little bit annoying to use for pittas. So in general, even though I am pitta kapha, I always use sesame oil for the purpose of self-abhyanga or self-oil massage. Number one, because it does retain the heat quite well, which feels good throughout your whole massage. And again, because coconut oil comes back to being that pasty white color, you're taking a teaspoon out of this warmed oil at a time. And while you're massaging your legs, you're seeing the coconut oil congealing, which means you have to stop your procedure of self-massage unless you have an oil heater, which is just an added expense that you don't really need. So honestly, I just recommend sesame oil for all people, all constitutions. You could do Abhyanga in the morning or at night or both, depending on the situation and the time that you have in your day. But usually I recommend Abhyanga or self-oil massage for the end of the day. Right before you go to sleep, it's a nice way to release any tension from your body, to relax yourself before you have a nice rest and digest response to your sleep through the night. If you don't have time for a full body massage to give your whole body some love, then at least do your hands and your feet because we wash our hands a lot throughout the day. So our skin in our hands tends to get dry. So it's nice to give yourself a sesame oil massage to the hands and to the feet. The feet also tend to get drier on people as we age. And also your feet just do a lot of work. They carry us throughout our day. So it's nice to give a little bit of love to the feet that support us the whole day, right? Also in our hands and in the bottoms of our feet are all the reflexology points. These are called marma points in Ayurveda. And by massaging the full foot and the full hand through circular motions on your feet and on your hands, then this affects all the internal organs in a beneficial way, all the energy channels in your body in a very beneficial way. So again, if you don't have time for a full body massage, which I'm going to describe in the next few moments, then focus on just your hands and your feet using circular motions with the warmed oil. So how do you warm your oil? There are many ways to do it. I do not recommend the microwave. And there's another situation that I don't recommend that many people say in a moment. I'll say what it is, but I'll tell you the way that I do it that I think is most effective. So again, I recommend sesame oil for everybody. Sometimes you'll get other oils recommended to you for different situations and different conditions. But on your screen here, you see a mason jar. It's a canning jar, which means that this form of glass jar can take high amounts of heat. And they're very inexpensive. You can get a few of them at the grocery store. And honestly, you might want to get 3 or 4 of these if you're working with me because most likely you are being described some kind of dry herb, perhaps lavender herb or California poppy or valerian, and you'll want to have a place to store those herbs. You'll probably buy them and get them in some kind of plastic bag or some kind of paper bag from a local source or from an online source that I might recommend to you. And you want to get those herbs inside a sealed container right away. So you can buy some mason jars to seal up your dried herbs. And then you want to put those herbs inside a cabinet that is outside of sunlight, or maybe in a basement that is free of sunlight. So in order to maintain the freshness and the healing potential of your herbs, you want to keep them in airtight jars, such as a mason jar or a glass jar that seals. And you want to put them out of sunlight. If you can find brown glass or tinted glass mason jars, then that's even better to protect your herbs from the sunlight. So a little bit of an extra tidbit there. But coming back to how I warm my oil for sneha, my sneha oil for Abhyanga, pardon me. So I get a mason jar, and then on the stove, I boil some water, a pot of water, bring it to boil, and then I turn off the stove once it's boiling, and then I set the oil inside the mason jar and again, I put a half cup of sesame oil or a half cup of any oil that's recommended to you in the mason jar, seal it, shut it tight, and then put that whole jar inside the boiling water that is cooling down. Leave it in there for 5 to 10 minutes, and then your oil will be warm. So you want to use warm oil. You never want to use oil right out of the bottle. Room temperature oil and cold oil, which is worse, will shock your system. And cold oil will definitely negatively affect kapha and vata distortions in your body, or people that are kapha or vata people will have problems with cold oil. I mean, just imagine a massage therapist coming to you and putting their cold hands on you, right? It's a shock. So then imagine having cold oil, which will stay on your body for some time, being applied to your body. That is even a worse shock. So you want to boil water, put a mason jar with a half cup of oil. You can add more or less after you see how much your body soaks up. People with drier skin will use more oil, and you'll have to add more. People with moisturized skin, which tends to be kapha people and sometimes pitta people, if they already have moist skin, then maybe they'll need less oil. But start off with a half a cup of oil so that you don't waste oil. And again, leave it, boil the water, turn off the fire on the stove, put your mason jar full of oil inside the water and let it sit for like 10 minutes to heat up. Take the jar out, bring it with you to the area where you're going to be doing your self-massage, which will maybe be the bathroom. It might be your bathroom, it might be your bedroom if you have a private bedroom. You'll want to bring a tablespoon with you. You know, just a normal spoon that you'd eat your cereal with is fine. Take that with you. So what else? You're going to want to have a robe, perhaps, or some sweatpants and a sweatshirt that you don't mind getting oily. You'll want some nice warm socks that you don't mind getting oil stained. And you'll want one big towel for the ground underneath you to soak up oil that streams off of your body or falls off of your body. So again, this towel, your robe, or maybe a sweatsuit should be something you don't mind getting stained because it will be permanently stained with oil. Okay? So what you want to do is go into your bathroom with your warmed oil, and you want to lay out the towel on the ground so that you don't slip and fall on any bathroom tile or wooden floor in your bedroom or wherever else. You lay the towel out, make sure it's already dry, and then you declothe yourself. You either get down to your underwear or you are free of clothing entirely whenever you do this process. And then what you want to do, again, you start off with your hands and your feet, making circles with the oil. You'll take a tablespoon of the warm oil at a time and put it into your hand, rub it in your hand to warm your hands and warm the oil even more. And then you'll start massaging your hands in circular patterns. Massage the bottoms of your feet in circular patterns. You may want to sit down in a chair when you do that part, or sit down on the edge of a bathtub, etc., wherever it's safe and sturdy to sit. After you're done with your feet, you have two possibilities. You can work from your head down to your feet. And when you work from your head down to your feet, that is meant to relax yourself, they say. So if you're doing Abhyanga at night, you'll want to work from your head down to your feet. If you want to energize your body because perhaps you're lethargic and you're dealing with difficulty waking up in the morning, maybe you want to do a Abhyanga massage to energize yourself. And they say if you work from your feet up to your head, it energizes you. That being said, my personal experience is that anytime I'm massaged, I relax and I tend to fall asleep. So this is what Ayurvedic practitioners teach, but my personal experience is that I'm always put into a relaxed state. But if you're super sensitive, if you try to work from your feet up to your work from your feet up to your head, you might energize yourself and have a more difficult time sleeping. So keep those two things in mind. So 2 basic principles for self-massage is that when you're working on a joint, you want to be moving in circles. You want to massage the oil into your skin in circles when you're working on joints, your ankles, knees, hips, wrists, elbows, shoulders. Those are all circular motions. And when you're working on long bones, like your calves, your thighs, your arms, you're making long strokes. So again, you're going to stand up and you're going to be standing on top of your towel, partially or fully declothed. And you're going to take a tablespoon at a time of the warmed oil into your hand and rub it into your hands. And then what you're going to do is bring your hands to the bottom of your ankle like this, cinching your ankle in, and make long strokes from the bottom of your ankle up your calf, from the bottom of the calf, from the ankle up to the knee, long strokes up towards the heart. And then from your knee up to your hips, long strokes doing the sides of the leg, the front of the leg, the back of the leg, etc. Once you get to your hips, you're going to make circular motions on your hips. Reach behind you and do circular motions on your buttocks. If you can reach to where your kidneys are in your lower back and make circular motions on over top of your kidneys and your lower back, whatever you can reach. Again, if you have a partner, the long strokes will be from your waistline up towards your heart and from your shoulders down towards your heart if you have a partner that can do that for you. If you don't have a partner, after you do your lower back, circles over your kidneys, then you will do your abdomen, your navel for digestion. This is very important if you have indigestion or any kind of digestion problems diagnosed so that we're working with you on. What you want to do, here's my belly, I'm lowering my camera here. You only want to use your fingers, your index finger and your middle finger. And gently around the area, of course, you're going to have your fingers saturated with the sesame oil. You're going to gently move your fingertips in a counterclockwise circle. Begin with small circles around the navel, making wider circles, just like you throw a stone into a lake and the rings go out wider and wider. You start next to your stomach, making counterclockwise motions with ever widening rings. This is to follow the path of how the movements of your colon move. You're encouraging elimination here. So this is great for constipation. And it's a very light touch that you're using on your abdomen. Okay. After you're done with this circular motion, you can use both hands coated with the sesame oil and make motions from your waist up to your heart like this. Remember, the motions are always long motions from the bottom of your body up towards your heart. The sides of the body are the same way, from the sides up to the heart, from the sides up to the heart. For shoulders and breasts, you start at the top working down towards your heart, like this. For your arms, from the wrist towards your heart. This is the motion that you're going to do, here and here. And giving yourself self-love, appreciating your body for all the hard work it does. Neck, when you do your neck, you're going to bring it from your down towards your heart. From your face, you can put it on your face too. down towards your heart. In fact, you could do the face and the neck all together like this, doing the back of the head, from the top of the back of the head down to the base of your neck, top of your head down to your neck. You can apply it to your hair too, to a light degree to moisturize your hair. So that is how that works. And after you've applied this oil to your whole body, then you're going to want to put on your sweatpants or your robe that can soak up the oil. Remembering that whatever you wear will be permanently stained with any kind of oil you use. So don't use your nice pajamas. Buy a sweatpants that you always use just for this purpose, or a robe, a cotton robe that you always use for this purpose. And then you'll put on your socks over your feet so that you can walk around without slipping and falling. So very important to wear socks after you do your oil massage to make sure you're not going to fall, okay? And then you want to wait 15 to 20 minutes. You can watch Netflix, you can call your mom, you can do whatever you want, but for 15, 20 minutes, let it soak into your tissue. And this oil will soak into all of your tissues and it goes into your bloodstream. So it actually lubricates the inside of your body too, which brings us to a very important Ayurvedic principle. Don't put anything on your skin to moisturize your skin that you wouldn't eat. Because our skin is very permeable, right? Our skin is very permeable, and anything we put on the skin, any kind of oils or things that we put on our skin, will tend to be, just fixing my screen there so I'm not so blurry. Anything you put on your skin, like contemporary moisturizing creams that you get from the grocery store, from wherever, it soaks through your skin and it goes into your bloodstream. So just take a moment to read the label of your moisturizing cream. Would you eat what is in the ingredients in your moisturizing cream? If you wouldn't eat what's in your moisturizing cream, which I wouldn't recommend, then you shouldn't put it on your skin. So you should always use what you would want to eat because it goes into your bloodstream. It's food of sorts. You're eating through the pores of your skin, essentially. So massage oil with sesame oil, coconut oil is very nurturing for the body. It moisturizes not just the skin, it helps to prevent wrinkles. It prevents dry skin, especially during the winter, or if you're a Vata person, you may have very dry skin, nails, and hair. This oil massage helps to take care of that and to counteract it. Again, it counteracts wrinkles, it counteracts stress from the sun, etc. And it moisturizes down through all the layers, and it actually goes into our bloodstream, which means that it's moisturizing our very internal visceral organs and all of our arteries and veins, etc. So you're doing something very profound that is way beyond surface level here. All constitutions benefit from Abhyanga, but the one that benefits the most is Vata. If you have a Vata disorder, you should be doing this every day until your symptoms go away. Let me say it again. If you have a Vata disorder that is told you in your Ayurvedic plan, you want to be doing Abhyanga every day, full body Abhyanga every day. Okay. Let's see. At the very end, you want to smile throughout. You want to smile and shine love to your body. Look at your hands when you're doing it and tell your hands you love them. When you're massaging your feet, thank them for walking you around all day. Thank your body for the work it does for our souls. This body is divine and it is sacred. And we are giving it love, sneha, for the oil we're putting on it. We're saying thank you for all the hard work you do. Because if you are spiritually inclined, our souls can only grow while in a body. When we die and we go wherever it is we think we go, there's no more chance to grow spiritually. You are what you are until possibly you reincarnate if you believe in that, right? So we can only progress spiritually with the body. So it's very important from an Ayurvedic perspective and from any spiritual perspective that I can think of that is rational. We want to keep the body as healthy and as balanced mentally, physically, and emotionally as possible to be a perfect receptacle to seek whatever our spiritual goal is, just to be universally acceptable here, right? Our body is the vehicle for exploring this world, for discriminating, for growing, for loving, for doing compassionate actions. So Ayurveda is for keeping this body healthy so that we can grow spiritually until we ultimately transcend the body and move on to other realms, whatever we may choose to call those places and however we understand it. So once you're done with Abhyanga, before you watch Netflix or call your mom, just sit down and take 3 deep breaths in and out. Smiling and sending a deep sense of appreciation, gratitude, and love to your body for all the work it does for you and for the work it may be doing for others. I think that that's it. Oh, no, washing it off. How do we wash it off? That's an important thing. After your 15, 20 minutes of letting all the oil soak into your skin, you want to take a warm shower. Again, you want to be very careful. When you take off your clothes and you take off your socks, use your oil towel to really make sure you get all the oil off the bottom of your feet. And honestly, it's ideal to have one of those rubber mats down on your shower floor. You want to really be careful and go slow into the shower, move slow into and out of the shower, holding on to handrails, really having that mat underneath your feet so you don't slip and fall. So you really want to get rid of as much oil as possible off of your feet with your towel before you cautiously step into and out of the shower. I don't want you to fall. And then you use hot soapy water to wash off all the oil. Then you dry yourself as normal and get into your normal PJs to snug you up for a nice night of sleep and rest and digest. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm always happy to help, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.